Coming to you from Twin Town Sports Central, a.k.a. my apartment. Prepare your faces. It's the Grovcast. Eric Grover here, Daily News Sports Editor, and I got a couple Cowboys with me again. They won't leave me alone. Yeah, I'm always right. I know that. Anyway, we got intern Blaufuss to my left, and over here we got Cody DeFries. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Welcome to the Grovecast. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. As teenagers and young men, it's time for a bit of a safety tip to open up today's Grovecast. Now, this just happened to me. I'm going to share a funny anecdote, if you wouldn't mind. Is that all right with you guys?
Yep.
Well, here's what happened. I was just driving along. This happened about an hour ago. I was driving along Dakota Avenue, trying to get back to my humble abode here, when all of a sudden, a young, fair-haired girl on a bicycle rolls past me. Now, normally I wouldn't think twice about this, but it was what she was doing that really irked me, I suppose. And before I sound like an old man, like shibba shabba she, I want to just say what she was texting while she was riding her bicycle. Like, while she was riding her bicycle. She wasn't stopped. She wasn't looking ahead. She's on the busiest street in town, and she's just Now, something tells me, and I don't know, but I'm thinking that text message probably could have waited. I don't know who she was texting, but anyway, this is a safety tip to all you guys out there. Don't text and bicycle. It's not good. Would you guys care to add on that?
I agree with that.
That's good. How about you, man?
I'd probably keep my eyes forward.
Yeah, that's smart. Well,
Both
it's a
hands
smart
on
safety
handles.
tip from Cody there. All right. Well, let's move on. Lots of football action to talk about, and the top story would have to be number one, Wahpeton. I know you guys hate talking about that, but let's do it anyway. Wahpeton had another big win on Friday, and they took down a team that was supposed to give them a little bit of trouble in Valley City, and Valley City gave them no trouble. Right now that offensive line is looking real solid. They're paving the way, generating huge holes for these runners to just burst through, get inside, outside, and everything in between. They are playing really well right now. So hats goes off to the Huskies. They have another game this Friday hosting Central Cass. And that's a team in the polls, too. Receiving votes, RV. Not quite in the top 5 yet. Well, let's talk about your big game on the road. Coming off a tough loss to Wahp, you had to go on the road and play a top 10 team in Pelican Rapids. What happened there?
Well, it really helped getting some guys back after being ineligible for the first game. And we really just pounded the ball off tackle a lot and got the momentum going early and came away with the victory, I guess.
Another big day from Cole Prouse. He's really turning into quite the animal.
Yeah, he is stepping up great without Steve.
Yeah. You obviously can't replace a guy like Steven Erlandson, but Cody, what did you think of the game?
Oh, it was my first game of the season. I sat a walk game. That was pretty tough.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what was it like to get out there and hit somebody?
I think I had a little pent-up aggression. I came out and hit him hard.
That's good. Well, you guys have another road game this weekend. Going, how far is that away from here?
4 hours.
4 hours. So what are you guys going to do on the bus ride? Sleep?
Coach won't let us sleep.
Really?
Till Thief River we can sleep.
Till Thief River we can sleep, and then we stop and eat, and then we get going again. Probably going to watch some movies on the way there, some tape too.
Okay.
So we're taking a charter.
Now, what kind of pregame meal are you guys going to be having?
They have a sandwich bar set up for us.
Now, what kind of sandwiches are we talking? Are we talking Subway sandwiches? Are we talking hot sandwiches? What kind of sandwiches?
There's sandwiches, you make your own.
Okay.
The cold stuff.
That's good. I like to hear that. Continuing on, the Grovcast. We're going to have a little out-of-town discussion, some local football. I'm joined by resident football expert Landon, Kafka. of the News Monitor. Landon, welcome.
How you doing?
Welcome to Grovcast.
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely. So you are still a newcomer to town. How are you liking things around the Twin Town area?
It's not too bad. Just got moved in, meeting the people, hanging out in towns, seeing what's to see.
Yeah.
It's all right.
You're liking the people?
I am liking the people.
There you go. That's the answer. We're talking some Wyndmere Lidgerwood football, and right now they have a real talented team. You had a chance to see them on Friday night.
Yeah, the defending 9-man North Dakota champions are looking good again this year. Ranked number 2 in the state last week. They hosted Hankinson for their homecoming game. It's a pretty big rivalry for Hankinson and Wyndmere Lidgerwood. Probably one of the bigger rivalries in the area. Besides, obviously, the Twin Town rivalry.
Yeah.
But it was a good game on Friday night. Hankinson came to play. They were pretty excited to get to that game. But Wyndmere's talent level is pretty high this year, and they've been playing pretty well.
If you had to pick a strength of this team, what is it?
I would just say the strength is the talent level at the skill positions. I mean, as far as so far what I've seen, they have guys at Adam Bell at quarterback who had put up against, probably any of the other quarterbacks I've seen. Obviously, Levi Geffrey for Hankinson is pretty talented. But as far in this area, Adam Bell's having a really good year. He's got some good targets. Jeff Alias, he's a big target, and he's easy to find in the end zone. And Vasquez is just quick, fast. He had a really good game. He had 123 yards and a touchdown against Hankinson. Just running around the edge, and they're all coached really well by Coach Scott Stringy. He gets them mentally prepared, and then that with their talents usually gets them the win.
Let's transition right into some NFL football talk, and Christmas is here. It's there's no snow on the ground quite yet, but football is back, baby.
Football is here.
And,
it's huge.
And it's exciting. It was a big week 1. Lots of storylines. What was the biggest storyline for you?
Oh, the biggest storyline for me, probably 39 yards passing from Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
When you had Kyle Orton and people like that going for 300 yards.
Yeah.
And all these other quarterbacks. I think Cam Newton went for 422.
Yeah.
So when you have an established quarterback, granted, new system, not a lot of time to get acquainted with everybody there, but I mean, you're not going to win too many NFL football games when you have 39 yards passing.
Yeah, let's be honest. McNabb did not play well, and definitely did not meet the expectations of the Minnesota fans here. But something that I was kind of surprised about, and this was a big story in the national scene today, was Kyle Orton is they're calling for him to go on the bench already and bring out Tebow. And here we have McNabb, who threw for 250-plus yards less than Orton did. And yet we're not hearing anything about Christian Ponder.
Well, I think if it would have been a Vikings home game, the fans would have been chanting for Tim Tebow as well.
You'd take Tebow over Ponder right now?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they would have been, calling for anybody to come in there. But I don't know necessarily if Christian Ponder's the answer right now. You're not going to throw him out in week 1.
I didn't really think that it was all McNabb's fault. I thought the offensive line was horrible. And that's something that they got to clean up no matter who they have behind center. I mean, if you throw a rookie quarterback back there, what's he going to do with an offensive line that's opening up holes for linemen and linebackers all over the place?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Vikings offensive line has, traditionally been a strength of the team. In the last few years, it's kind of been the Achilles heel of the team. So, what can you do but, keep coaching those guys up and try to get them to do their job.
Moving on, the biggest surprise of the week for me was the performance of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got absolutely crushed by the rival Ravens. And the Ravens are one of those teams that every year they got that defense that, is legendary. But every year they get a year older, and you think they're going to get a year slower and slow down, and yet they don't. And they come out and they kick Pittsburgh right in the face in week 1. I mean, do you like them? I mean, you got to like New England right now, but right now, if you ask me AFC Championship, it's got to be
Well, you got
Baltimore, New England.
to remember that defense. The Ravens went without Ed Reed last year.
Yeah.
Ed Reed is probably the best safety in the NFL, if you ask me.
Still?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had 2 interceptions, I think, in Sunday's game. But obviously,
7 turnovers.
Yeah, obviously that defense has been strong for a long time. It's hard to go into Baltimore and win a game. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, granted it's week 1, you never know what's going to happen. But they definitely laid an egg. I think the Ravens are something like 11-1 under Harbaugh at home. So against 11-1 at home. So I mean, it's a really tough place to win, and it's a rivalry. I'm sure the Ravens were pretty amped up to go play that game. Steelers, I think, early in this season, without a lot of time, it's hard to develop that chemistry on offense. And I think you saw a lot of passing, obviously, this week, but, I think the defenses still have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to this early season because of the lockout.
Okay, well, let's look ahead to week 2 here. Looking at the schedule, what is the matchup that intrigues you the most?
Well, looking at this New Orleans-Chicago game should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans looking to come back after that tough game against the Packers. Granted, this one is was that one in New Orleans?
Nope, that was at that was at Lambeau.
That was at Lambeau. So this one's at home. Look for them to come out a little bit stronger. I mean, their offense didn't have too many problems, but obviously their defense wasn't doing anything against Aaron Rodgers. But that could be a problem for most defenses this season to stop that Packers offense. Mm-hmm. I look for that to be a good game.
The game that's on my mind is right there at the bottom, Philadelphia at Atlanta. Now, does a certain player come to mind when you think Philadelphia going into Atlanta? Because for me, it starts with everybody's favorite dog killer, Michael Vick, going back home. Now, what kind of reception do you think he's going to get booed? I don't even know. I think he might.
It's a tough call. I think, honestly, the people in Atlanta, appreciated Michael Vick.
They were supportive of him.
I think they were even the owner, and after all that stuff happened, I think, for all the bad rap, Mike Vick got, I think his reception in Atlanta will be decent, but if Philadelphia starts, giving him the business, expect
giving
that.
Him the business.
Expect that
15-yard penalty.
Yeah, expect that reception to cool off a little bit quickly.
Who wins that game for you?
I got to go with Philadelphia. Just the way Atlanta looked against tough Bears defense. Granted, Atlanta's back in the Georgia Dome, but Philadelphia's got also a really tough defense, and Atlanta looks like they have to figure some things out on offense before I'd say that they're going to be able to take down Philadelphia.
I'm going to take Atlanta on this one.
All right.
Matt Ryan doesn't lose at home, and this will be a huge test for a team that a lot of people think are Super Bowl worthy. So this will be a potential playoff matchup, and it's going to be a good game overall. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, we'll put some Chinese food on that one.
That sounds good. You're on, man. You're on. All right, boys and girls. That's going to do it for another episode of the Grovcast. I'd like to thank my guests, intern Blaufuss, who isn't much of a guest because he always seems to be around when I'm recording. And also to Cody DeFries of the Breckenridge Cowboys. Good luck this weekend, guys. And also a big shout out to my man, Landon Kafka, who I'm sure will be sticking around.
I'll do some more Grovcast.
Yeah, he'll do some more Grovcast. And hopefully you'll do some more Grovcasts. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys next week.
Sponsorship here.
Yeah, please pay me.